Barnstable residents made it through the first blizzard of the years. We get details about how crews handled the snowy mess from town manager Tom Lynch. And Barnstable Public Schools will need to fill 3 key administrative positions following several retirements at the end of this school year. Plus, future drone testing at Joint Base Cape Cod is good news for Cape Cod Community College. We'll tell you why. These stories and more on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Monday, January 6th, 2013. I'm Sarah Mannel. Barnstable roads are looking much cleaner today following last week's snowstorm. DPW crews worked tirelessly for days to clear both primary and secondary roads. Town manager Tom Lynch says snow cleanup involves communication between many departments, starting with the Department of Public Works all the way through to the police department.
It's an agency, so of course our primary contact right from the start is Dan Santos over at the Department of Public Works. He'll often come in at, sometime during the day and let us know about what storm preparations are, let us know if there are any difficulties with contractors or anything that he's anticipating. But for us, and of course he has Rob Steen, who's the DPW director, and Mike Perry is right in the control room with PJ and others that are watching everything that happens during the day. But for us, this is really a 4-day event. It was Thursday, Friday, then Saturday cleanup, and Sunday cleanup. So I'm getting right from the start mostly from Craig Tamish over at the police department, weather updates. So they give the national reports and the local reports that they're getting because naturally the police department is the emergency preparedness coordinator operation. So they're looking at weather and they're tracking it.
Lynch says another great success for the first blizzard of the year was increased communication from the Department of Public Works. Director Dan Santos provided real-time storm updates on the town's website. The department plans to continue those online updates for future storms. More work needs to be done before the town can reopen the West Barnstable shooting range. Part of the process includes a change in conservation status for the range. Tuesday night, the Conservation Commission will discuss and possibly vote on removing conservation land status from the shooting range. A parcel of land of equal value somewhere else in town would have to be selected as a substitution. The Conservation Commission meets Tuesday night at 6:30 in the Town Hall hearing room. The meeting will be televised on Channel 18. Superintendent of Schools Dr. Mary Schakowsky will have a busy start to the new year. Schakowsky says much of her focus this month will be on budget planning for fiscal year 15. Schakowsky will be sitting down with each school principal and discussing their budget requests and needs.
And that includes myself, the assistant superintendent, and the deputy director of finance. And we sit down with the principal and the director of special education for each sort of cost center, each building. And we go through their budget requests, and this year we've received somewhere in the amounts of $3.6 million worth of requests. And obviously, these requests will all not be funded. We begin to prioritize based on need. I think some of the things that we're beginning to see, particularly at the elementary level, is we're adding a couple more classrooms over at Centerville Elementary School. We're seeing a little bit of a spike in enrollment at our elementary schools. So we certainly need to address the needs of small class sizes at the elementary level. So I know that that's going to be an area of concern, but it's going to be a busy budget season. I've already had some conference calls with principals last week and our deputy director of finance, and I can tell you that they're very thoughtful in their requests. However, with all budgets, you need to prioritize, and based on need, we'll look forward to going forward. We also have to meet our contractual obligations as well. So it's going to be an interesting budget season.
Schakowsky says she hopes to have the budget ready to present to the school committee in mid-February. This school district needs to replace 3 key administrative positions because of several retirements. Schakowsky says they are searching for a new principal at both Barnstable Intermediate School and Barnstable United Elementary School, as well as a new assistant superintendent.
But all 3 searches, we have separate search committees, and our school committee members are going to be represented on each of the search committees. I'm going to be meeting with the chairs of each search committee on January 13th, and for the assistant superintendent search timeline, I'm going to be meeting with Bill Butler, who is going to chair that search committee. Second, BIS principal, once again, a very critical age, grade 6 and 7 to, and once again, Karen, Stonley, who will be retiring June 30th, and chairing that search committee is going to be Marie McKay, the assistant superintendent. And then last but certainly not least, the BUES principal, who has been an interim principal for 2 years and the transition back from the Horace Mann Charter School to the public schools. And once again, she's done a phenomenal job with her team to sort of settle that school, and looking forward to filling those positions. So, when I look at grades 4 to 7, developmentally, we want, leaders that are very in tune with that developmental age. It's a very critical age. It's a transition also that we see that we're losing students to either charter or private schools as well. So
Schakowsky says searches like these usually take about 3 months. She hopes to present potential candidates to the school committee in early April. Testing the commercial use of unmanned aircraft or drones could be a big boost for Cape Cod. Joint Base Cape Cod was recently selected by the Federal Aviation Administration as a test site for the commercial use of drones. According to the Cape Cod Times, the program will create 1,000 jobs and could bring nearly $386 million into the economy. The news is also positive for Cape Cod Community College, as they can continue training programs for this type of technology.
This program puts together a coalition of 40 organizations through mass development that's going to be working to figure out what the regulations are going to be, how to operate these vehicles safely. And here again, this is something, as you say, we did a year ago in running the first training session. We see this as another example of new technology that brings new jobs, that brings new development to Cape Cod. That's exactly what the college is all about. In many ways, it's exactly the kind of things that we're doing with a number of the advanced underwater technology manufacturers that are up along Onset and down into Woods Hole, the relationships we have going with Hydroid and others to actually help them build technology, test technology. This is a very, very good example. How will it go? They're talking about an industry that within a couple of years will have at least 70,000 jobs across the country, and they'll be bringing hundreds of them right here to Joint Base Cape Cod, both private and public. We were working with the Army last year as their Raven program. They were showing us how it would work and how we could be a part of the training of private individuals to be operating these devices safely. So
Spokesperson Michael Gross says residents will be hearing more about these types of programs in the future. 10 local students will be able to complete training in the healthcare field thanks to a county grant. Michael Gross says there are scholarships available for 10 students to be trained as certified nursing assistants, or CNAs.
In which we can offer 10 individuals who are residents of Barnstable County the opportunity to become certified nursing assistants at almost no cost at all. It is free tuition and fees. We have significant financial aid available that will pay for books and training that they need to have, and certifications. So today, Saturday at 11 and then again at 5, we're going to offer information sessions on this particular CNA training program. It's unique. It's set up just for Barnstable. We encourage people to give a call to our college, get on the list for this training. All you've got to do is, when you call the college number, hit 0. Our wonderful operator will put you in touch with our allied health programs so that you can get in line. Imagine we've got 10 people with an opportunity to get into some very needed jobs. There's no question. All you've got to do is open up the paper almost any day, go online, and people are looking for home health aides, certified nursing assistants. It's a very critical job area, and there's a good pay scale to start into allied health. And so we're looking forward to it.
Cape Cod Community College will host 2 information sessions about this program this Saturday at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. Both sessions will be held in room 105 at the Wilkins Center. You can contact the Allied Health Program at Cape Cod Community College for more information. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannel.